field. So thank you all for your commitment. We're going to ask Mr. Jolly to say a few words. That's what I say a few words. And you can't go fewer than she. So ladies and gentlemen, our first corporate citizen awardee, Mr. Patrick Jolly.
Good evening, Mr. Master of Ceremony. Good evening, our Consul General, other distinguished guests. This is something entirely different that I'm making a separate announcement at this time. I invite Consul General, please join me here as we have something in common. The Ebola virus outbreak that is making its way around the world is a concern to all, and we know that the government of Jamaica is putting the necessary structures and equipment in place in the event the country has to deal with the Ebola on our shores. The multi-pronged approach by the government includes taking the temperatures of persons arriving in Jamaica via air and seaports. As you all know, we're a tourist resort, and we have people coming in all the time. And as such, I know that there is a need for thermometers to assist with that aspect of the preventive program. Mr. Consul General, Tower Isles has ordered 10 Braun Thermoscan Pro 400 thermometers. And 6,000 disposable covers used on the thermometers to assist with the government's Ebola prevention program. On behalf of our company, Tower Isles, please accept this donation and pass along our best wishes to the Prime Minister, the government, and people of the island or island home as we stand together in this effort. I encourage everyone who in the diaspora who can contribute to do so, and I will continue to do so myself as long as I can.
Well, on behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, I would like to, at this time, thank Tower Isle Frozen Foods, ably led by the CEO, Mr. Patrick Jolly, for this very well-timely and well-needed contribution, this donation. We will, without delay, in the same speed at which you delivered it to us, we'll try and get it to Jamaica. I am wondering if I'm hearing a little musing from over there by Mr. Rutty. But I get a feeling that it's already delivered, Mr. Jolly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I must add, the donation is much larger than this, but we just brought you a sample that we took from the box that contained the bulk of them. So it's not as small as this, Mr. Rutty.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Patrick Jolly and Tower Isles Food. Every year around this time, or actually starting from August, when the Chancellery releases the names of the National Honors and Awards, there's always a murmur, sometimes developing into an outcry at one, the number of individuals, and two, the caliber of individuals who have been elevated to national honors and awards. And I personally ask myself and ask a number of other people if they can go through the list and check off the name them of the people that should be removed. And rarely, that exercise comes to a positive end. People have been giving service to our communities, and in most cases, we do not know what they do. And it's unfortunate that many of them will die long before we know of their service. We need to give honor to our people while they are able to appreciate it. This exercise and many like these happen, and I think sometimes we take them for granted. Saying thanks is not a bad thing, and in our community we can be very curmudgeon with the thanks. But on this occasion we need to applaud the Consul General and his staff for making the effort of saying to community persons, and indeed community persons across the Northeast, that their service is not unrecognized and that their service is valuable and valued. Thank you, sir. And again, thanks to the consulate's staff. And certainly thanks to all the honorees that have been giving. And don't misunderstand it. It's not thank you and go home, go sit down. It's really thank you, and we really hope you do more. With that said, before okay, and I'm getting orders that the Consul General is coming back before the items. So don't follow the program. Follow orders. Ladies and gentlemen, the Consul General.
We are indeed following the program, but there are some times when you write an essay and you remember after rereading, there is a thought or two that needs to be said. And you need to say it at a point where it fits in with the flow of things. And that's why I'm interjecting at this point to say this is the reason. I should just use the word thus, following the Master of Ceremonies. Thus, the reason for this award ceremony. Because then we begin to sift out and find out and inquire who are really the people who are serving and who are worthy of mention at a particular time. You will see my message in the book, and I said it very clearly there, I believe, where we would like to have been able to call all the people that have come to attention in one place. But it's not feasible because there are many, many. So we take it small bits at a time. But we're forming permanent records that we can go back to when in March, when we are asked or demanded by Jamaica to provide the names of persons we are recommending for honors in the national honors. We shouldn't go stumbling and scuttling around. We should know who these people are. We should have information on them, and we should just quickly put it together and dispatch it. Because I must admit, sometimes we are late. Sometimes some of you could have been here as national honorees attending this function. But we are late. We are late because we have to go scuttling around to find out who is who. Thus the reason for programs like these. Nothing new has happened when you are finally identified. I've always wondered, sometimes I look around, sitting in Jamaica and I see people going up for awards and honors, and they have to be assisted, wheelchair. And I often said, if I were to be called in my dotage, when I would prefer to be hiding away from public, to come out to receive an honor, I would gladly decline. Because the question I ask, what is it you know about me now at that particular time that many years ago you did not know? And that is why I say we in the government service overseas particularly have a vital role to play. Because the folks at home won't necessarily know of you unless we bring you to their attention. And that's what we're about here. We're recording, and we're putting it forward, and we're sifting them forward and putting them forward for examination and just reward. That's all I wanted to say at this juncture. Thank you.